Hey guys, hey guys, hey. So I heard that you guys were sliding into my DMs like never before. Okay. You guys have been texting. I've literally been hearing that you guys want to know how to handle these denials, how to stop them from happening. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to help you achieve that goal. Okay. So if you are sick and tired of getting denied, or you're getting these denial letters and you're not clear on what the denial letters really mean, what they say, and you're wanting help to kind of get you through, you're going to want to stay tuned today because we're not just going to talk about it, we're going to show examples. All right. So while we're getting everything together, get your pen and papers together. We're going to dive in. Just hang tight for this intro, and we are going to talk about how to stop those denials from happening. All right? Okay, let's go. Hey y'all, hey y'all. So I have one of my amazing beauties, Trine. I call her Trine, not Trine B. So if y'all know, hey, Trine B got her picture up there. Hey, girl, hey.
It took a minute, y'all. I'm sorry. Yes. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
So we were diving in today because I have had so many people DM me about the questions as it pertains to a denial letter. And I wanted to get someone who is also a little bit new in the credit industry. And I want to make sure that we're answering questions from people who are based in credit and people who are brand new. A lot of the people who follow me, I noticed that they are brand new with credit, and sometimes these letters will create, I like to call them isms, okay, where they are not clear as to what's going on, why this happened, and we want to shift the narrative. So, Trina, before we get started, what was like the number one thing that when we were talking about denials that kind of caught you off guard through the process?
I would say everything because I'm new. I'm very new to this, right? So when I look at denial, I look like, okay, what's the reason a person get denial for? But then they have um, they like on my client's report up top, they had history, and then so I'm thinking it's the like
Mhm.
what kind of history? It's the I'm like, what's up? So when I look at the bottom, it had the time, the date. I didn't understand it. I couldn't understand it. They don't say resident. I'm like, I felt that if a person don't have
Ooh.
nothing bad on their credit, then why would that be bad? If I have no, if that person don't have no bad rental history, why would that be
Oh,
bad? So it's kind of confusing.
why would that be an issue?
Right.
Okay, well, I love the way you think. So hold on, we gonna since we have Trina here and she is giving us access to her client file, we are going to respectfully black their names out, okay? And then we're going to share the image and we're going to talk about the denial. So give me 1 second, y'all. Let me. Oh, here it go. Here it go. Here it go. All right, because I like to pull it up. I'm very, very much a visual person to be able to help everyone, and I feel like it makes it a lot easier for you guys to be able to navigate the conversation and kind of know what's going on. With how we gonna make this larger? Hold on, y'all, because I don't like when it's not large. Let me hit escape. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit and then expand. Boom! Look at me being all. Listen here now, for y'all that are watching, y'all know. Okay, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Don't be sitting here stressing me out. Hold on. Let's
If
start
that was me, it would
sharing.
have been like deleted, call would have dropped, and everything else.
Not deleted. She said everything would have been deleted right now. All right.
Yeah.
So on the screen, we're gonna talk about this. So is this what you're talking about, Trina?
Yes.
Because this is
It
the
didn't make
top of the
sense.
letter. Okay. Okay. So it says we regret to inform you that whatever is unable to approve your rental application due to the following. So it says credit history. So off the top of your head, you're going to think that the reason that this denial is specifically about the credit history, which is telling you that that's the number one priority of what they're looking at. Now, I want to scroll down because I think I kept it. Okay, so I'm only going to keep it right here. So if you guys look, this person has a 663 credit score. So, and for all intents and purposes, if you're looking to get a house, you need a 620, right? So this person has more than enough credit in essence to get a house, but still got denied. Now, this is just the overview. What we're going to dive in is to the second page. Hold on, y'all, because you know I'm becoming a master at the snip and share. All right. So, boom. This right here is breaking down the exact reason that that creditor said no. So number one, what's the first thing on the top of the list? Trina,
And what was that?
look
It
on
said
the screen. It says
the,
what?
the, the time that it was open.
Right. The date that you're open, the date you opened your oldest account. So I don't know if you remember, but in the mentorship, we haven't. So for those of you guys that are watching, we have the Wealth Insight mentorship. And what we do is we curate an experience for people to not only get into the credit repair space, but actually learn how to fix their credit and therefore help their community do the same, right? So in the mentorship, remember we were covering that most people's oldest account is what? Their student loan. Because the first thing they got was that student loan account. Or if
Hmm.
they never went to school, but they never got a credit card until they were like in their 20s or in their 30s, they don't have a good amount of age. And a lot of people fail to understand how much the age of what you have makes or break what it is that you're doing. So for your client's profile, Trina, what they're saying is the oldest account that's open is too recent. Normally, you see that when it's less than 2 years average for that particular client. Ideally, you want to have an age of 7 years or more when it comes to the profile, right? So, what
Mm.
they're saying is the oldest account that you own is too new for them to go ahead and calculate that, right? The second option that they have are too many collection agencies that are unpaid. So a lot of people follow the YouTube gurus that tells them, hey guys, hey, don't pay this collection, don't do this, don't do that. But look at the direct
Hmm.
relation that this creditor is saying because of the fact that you have too many collections and they're unpaid, right? This is why we're going to deny you, right? So
Okay.
you see you're breaking down. So each one of those bullet points are what you have to dissect, and then we're going to talk about what we're going to do to correct or fix those issues that are going on. Okay. The last one is lack of sufficient history, which we already knew that's tied into the number one, right? Which is the accounts that you have are too recent. And then the last one says lack of sufficient rental estate account information, or real estate account information. So you want to talk about how we can fix that, right?
Correct.
So a lot of people are doing something that's known as self-reporting. This was something that kind of started, I want to say it started actually about 7 years ago, that it really went into implementation. 6 or 7 years ago, where there was an opportunity that if you were renting, you can put your rental information on your credit report so that it will have that information on file being reported month after month. Now, some people took advantage of it and some people did not. When you have a situation like, for instance, for me, when I first started, I did not have a lot of rental history because in my 20s, I lived with friends, right? Like it was like, oh, my girlfriend had an apartment. She didn't want the apartment anymore. I moved into her apartment and took it over, right? So nothing was really in my social. I didn't have any proof that this rent was under my name. And then as soon as I turned 26, I bought my first house. So when I went through my divorce, this was a real issue for me that created problems, that made it where I had to pay a deposit a higher deposit in order for me to move in. Not because my credit was bad, not because of my credit history, but because I had no rental history that was showing up under my name. Now, in order to offset that, there are companies out there that do allow and support you to go ahead and report your rental information. I will drop a few in the links as soon as I have it available. But off the top of my head, I know that there's about 4 companies that you can pay to go ahead and report the history of where you're living, and you can backdate the information. Okay. So, with you being able to do that, you will have the ability to go ahead and show that you have been renting somewhere, because a lot of times they're not using just Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. A lot of these companies that are giving you approval or denials are going through a third party company, kind of like the ones that we talked about, right? Like Innovis, LexisNexis, Clarity, Factor Trust, to go ahead
Hmm.
and find out what your rental history looks like. Okay. So to
Okay.
cover that one particular portion, you're going to want to go ahead and check out the comments below. I'm going to have a link to about 3 to 4 different places that you guys can utilize. I like to be transparent. Some of them I do have an affiliate link for. So if you want to go ahead and leverage them, you can. But they're flex pays. There are so many options that you have that you can report your rental information and how long you've been staying at the location, so that that can change the narrative, especially if you are a person who like, let's say you live in family property, right, Trina? Like, let's say you don't live by yourself, you live in your mom's home, but you pay your rent to your mom, right? You can still add that as a rental income into, or rental, not income, but rental proof into your file, so that you don't get that ding the next time. So I'll make sure to drop those links. Let me go ahead and stop sharing the screen, and let's talk about some other things. So a lot of things when we talk about
Hmm.
um age on the accounts, right? Especially
Right.
if you are doing the start over. A lot of people are starting over because they had a hiccup, COVID happened, right? And not everyone has had the finances during that time period to keep everything afloat. So they're doing like a good reset. A lot of times what people are doing are purchasing trade lines or getting on accounts with family members, which is what what you can do to go ahead and get the age that they need in order to comply. But a lot of the companies are also looking at your particular primary accounts and how old they are supposed to be. Ideally, if you're over the age of 18, they want your years to be 7 years. That's really what they're looking for once everything gets averaged out. All of
Hmm.
your open accounts, okay?
Well,
Now
she
you
did add a trade line, and she told
Mhm,
me it was added. She thought it assumed it was added because she
mhm,
looked at another credit agency and it pulled up, but I guess it wasn't added. When she contacted the company, they said they're looking into it. They let her know within 24 hours what happened, but she applied for a 17 years
mhm.
age credit card with Chase. So they
So
said that
so here's my
since it
question.
wasn't reported, that they're gonna add it. They say they're gonna increase it,
Mhm.
and or she can get a full refund, or they can increase it and add it to her account as soon as possible.
So here's the question to that. Right here on the credit report, it tells you which on the letter, it tells you which credit report it was showing. So a lot of times when you get a trade line, what people fail to do is confirm that the trade line is showing up on all three credit reporting agencies. So this
Okay.
is saying that they specifically pull from Experian. The question is not, did the trade line show up? Did it show up on Experian? Because if it didn't show up on
Mm,
Experian, then if they're pulling, and so this is what a denial letter gives you: a bunch of information. Number one, you know
right,
exactly who they're looking for. So now you know they're looking at your Experian profile. You know your Experian numbers are not below a 620. Congratulations. Okay. So so you can get funding from people like Capital One. You can even get stuff from Discover, right? Even Chase, because your credit score is at a decent range, right?
right.
However, what it's specifically saying to you in this letter is that they were looking at your Experian credit profile. So what you would have to do as a
Mm.
consumer, or you as the credit repair consultant that's helping your client understand what this denial meant, is go back to the report and see if the trade line that they got added to from their friend or their family, if that trade line actually shows on the Experian report. Because if it didn't, that's why it's not showing there. So it could have shown, and sometimes it does have a delay when you're adding on to a trade line account. I've had a situation where like it'll show on two of the credit reporting agencies, but not the third one until like the third month. This is why I like to tell clients, if you're going to go ahead and get on your family and friends account, number one, give them a little change. Okay. Number two, always pay attention to the sequence that you want to be on there from at least 90 to 120 days, so that it has a full amount of time to cycle through to all of the credit reporting agencies. So to your point, Trina, do you remember which credit reporting agency the account showed up at?
No, I didn't look. I can ask her. No, I didn't look. I can ask her.
Yeah. So when you're looking through these denial letters, you're dissecting all of the information from top to bottom, because now here's what you're able to do. This particular denial was not for a credit card, it was for a rental property, right? But you already know that this rental property is going to pull your information from Appfolio Inc., who is going to obtain the information from Experian. So now, once you go back and you fix the things at the top that they're talking about, your late payment history, you're fixing your because I'm not sorry, not late payment. You're fixing your age. You're going to go ahead and report where you're currently residing, right? Like where you live now, show it up on the credit report. And remember, you guys can backdate it. I'll drop those information in the link on both Facebook and YouTube. Um, and you are able to now help the next client that comes to you that's looking to go through this same property management company. You can let them know, hey, what does your experience look like? Do you have higher than a 620? Do you have the right age? Is your age older than 7? What does your Experian credit report look like? So now you're catering to the nuance of what actually needs to be understood to get that no to a yes. Does that resonate?
Yes, definitely, definitely, and I to definitely relate that to her. So one, I guess I would talk to her
Mhm.
reference to getting a tray line
Mhm.
um, to age her account,
Mhm.
and maybe another one
And what's
that you
the tip
have.
when it comes to trade lines? What's the tip that you always want to remind your people when they're about to get trade lines?
Mm,
Ooh, Trina says she don't know. The quick tip is, if the person that you're getting it from has late payments, no ma'am. If the person you're getting it from is using more than 20% of the available credit, no ma'am. Because we're not looking to dip your numbers in any way. Remember, if you're getting that person's account, you're getting their age. Again, even if you're using Amex, Amex is a little bit different from the standpoint of when you get on an Amex card, it doesn't always report the full age of all the accounts. But understand that if you're signing up and you're getting that person's account, if they have $40,000 limit, but they're using $42,000, are we gonna ask our cousin to put us on that trade line, Trina?
no way.
Okay. Okay. So remember, when you're talking to your client, you want to give them that piece of information. So it's not just adding. I think a lot of times people think to just add. It's being strategic about how your placement is to be able to help you get to the next step. Okay. So
Okay.
you're going to have them check their experience to see if the trade line that they got added to is showing up on the report. What's the next thing you're going to do?
Make sure to have no late payments on the account,
Hmm.
and the history's good, and the
Yep.
age.
You're good. And the age, remember, you want to do 7 years or older, because the goal is, once you add whatever accounts you have on there, it's the average age of all of your accounts. Okay.
Okay. True. Dope. Dope.
I'm so excited. And you already know who they're pulling from. So next time when they go to apply, and they fix the profile, they can double back. And what it says is you can go ahead and submit a written request in the next 60 days of receiving the notice. So, y'all, when y'all get these denials, don't just leave it there and not know, like, not do anything about it. You can reach out to the company that gave you the denial, ask for the report from that company so you can see all the information that that company is holding for you, or what you need to put on there in order to boost your report for it to look the way you want it to look. So Trina, thank you so much for coming on here with me tonight on My Tips Tuesday. I wanted to be here for a good time, not a long time. Do you have any other questions as it pertains to denials that you would like to dive in?
Um, no, no, not on. Let me ask a question. So
Mm.
when they add a trade line, do it shows that it's a trade line on the credit
So, so number one, every single account that's listed on your credit report is
or
known as a
authorized
trade
user?
line. They're
I
all known
mean,
as a trade line,
do it
right?
show that the authorized user? Do it show that it's not my account? I'm an authorized user, or show? That's what I want to know. My bad.
Yep, it'll show as an authorized user. So if you remember when we go through the Dispute Panda, and we click on the links, even if whether you're using Smart Credit, Identity IQ, Credit Dino, which I can shamelessly plug, no matter which one you're using, when you're looking at the account, it is designated. As long as the company has you listed as an authorized user, it will say that you're an authorized user on there. That doesn't necessarily create a problem. You just get more, you get a heavier consideration on that file when you're the primary. But if you're looking to build age, which is what the issue is on this profile, having that account would not be a problem. What you just have to verify is that that particular trade line that your client purchased, or your client may have gotten from her friend or family, however they may have gotten it, that it's showing on Experian, because the age is not showing up on Experian per that particular pull.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Welcome,
That's dope.
welcome.
Well,
Okay,
that's a good tip Tuesday, guys. That's a good tip to give tip. It was a good tip. Disappointed that but everything happens for a reason. Something bigger and better gonna happen for her. I told her don't. She was disappointed. She was
absolutely.
very
And not
disappointed
only
and
that,
heartbroken.
you have the blueprint to go ahead and get the yes now. So, if you really want to be technical, you can go and reapply. All you have to do is fix those boxes that they're looking at. Do you follow what I'm saying? It's not to be
Correct.
sad. You know exactly what this property management company is looking for now. So now you can go back, make sure the age is on profile, tackle the collections for the client, right? So now we're going to have the conversation. What do we need to pay? I believe this is the same
Right.
line that we talked about before, so that we already have letters in tow that we are working on getting those collections removed. So what I would do is wait until the next pull date for this particular client, and then we start looking at, okay, this is what's fallen off, this is what's happened. Now is her profile in alignment for that yes to go through? You follow what I'm saying? So don't feel defeated. You now have the rules to think about. You're playing Monopoly, and now you have the rule books to win. You follow what I'm saying? Don't be discouraged. You already got the answer. You know what you have to be laser focused on in order for you to get the yes the next time. Okay? I'm so super excited. If you have any other questions, Trina, I want to say thank you so much for pulling up to Club Wealth Insight and talking about these denials. I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up for today. Thank you guys so much for coming in for Tips Tuesdays. If you guys have additional questions, concerns, or comments as it comes to credit, please let us know. If you are watching the replay and you need the information, the companies will be listed in the description box for you to go ahead and sign up if you need help with any of these. And if you need to book a call to go ahead and reach your credit goals, please feel free to go ahead and click the link below to do so. Thank you guys for being a beast in these credit streets with me, and y'all have a good remainder of your day. Bye. Hey guys, hey guys, hey, it's your girl Raquel May David, and I am so excited to be on here because I heard you say that you wanted some press, you wanted some magazine features, you wanted to be able to be streamed, and I'm here to help. So, if y'all didn't know, I got offered my first TV show, and I want my audience to become your audience. So, if you have an offer, I have an audience. pull up to me in Dallas, October 11th and 12th. Secure your spot below now. Okay, bye.